If you were me or you were the guy and you found out that your dog or your pet could actually talk, how do you think you react? Because I personally will pass out, literally.
My dog isn't missing. My dog has been kidnapped.
Dognapped.
Dognapped.
You will fly to the top, anything that you do.
Come on, no. It's because I'm your dog. You need to be nice to me. Not just a dog, I'm also your guy.
Andy is the greatest stand-up comedian Nigeria has to offer. There's just one little problem. It's still a dream.
Just a matter of time and we gon' be alright.
Not to worry, help is on the way.
You know, you can't talk.
No, I did speak.
Okay, so before I get into the nitty-gritty of what I'm going to talk about today, first of all, I think personally there's some movies that are not supposed to end up in the cinema. Now, my name is Eve, and we're going to be talking about movie review. My movie review today is about the movie showing in the cinema called Dognapped, which has a cast of Julius Agwu, has cast of Tope Tedala, it has ABA, has Lotachukwu. It was presented as comedy, but I'm kind of indifferent about it because what is it supposed to be? Nigerian Garfield? The only difference is there's a dog instead of a cat.
Come on, no. It's because I'm your dog. You need to be nice to me. Not just a dog, I'm also your guy.
The story itself is about a guy who's a janitor who has dreams of becoming a very good and great comedian, like people like Basketball, Julius Agwu, I Go Die, I Go Save. And then apparently his dreams are being shattered. He just has dreams. It's not become reality just yet.
God go punish you and waiting you they carry all about. Two of you waiting they carry all about. No, they are even four. 1, 2, you 2. They are 4. Don't let me say, God go punish you.
Now, in the beginning, you find him that, oh, they presented him as, oh, a stand-up comedian, come and say what you have to say, but you realize it's a dream. Then he finds out that his dog can talk. I mean, there's a better reaction.
I follow you and I know that you so you know if it's a big road. You know if it's a big road.
Only question I have now is, if you were me or you were the guy and you found out that your dog or your pet could actually talk. I mean, we've watched Garfield, we've watched Smurfs. We now find out that, oh, all these things, all these animated objects can actually talk. Now, if you were the guy, how do you think you react? Because I personally will pass out, literally.
No, you can't talk.
No, I did speak. Sometimes I am.
And wake up and be sure that, oh, okay, it was just a dream. Now, another thing I realized is whenever somebody is starting a stand-up comedy, especially if the person is an up-and-coming act, the audience do not tackle the act until they find out that the guy is extremely boring. I mean, hey, when the guy says a sentence, the next thing they're throwing shades, coming back, and then the guy is not even allowed to crack his jokes or anything. Now, my favorite part of the movie happened to be the police station part. I mean, it was just hilarious. I think that was the only part in the movie where I can say, like, I actually laughed so hard because Funny Bone and Odunlade Adekola, who played the DPO of the station, yeah, I mean, both of them alone, it was just crazy because I laughed as hard as I could. That was the most hilarious part, especially the part where he was talking to the owner of the dog, that's the janitor / upcoming comedian, and his girlfriend. And then he's facing the girl like, oh, okay, I will not attend to you with everything that you're carrying. And they're like, carrying what? And then he looks at the girls and the girl's like,
God go punish you and waiting you they carry all about. Two of you waiting they carry all about. No, they are even 4. 1, 2, you 2. They are 4. Don't let me say, God go punish you.
Okay, what is he talking about? Because to be honest, I think this movie would have been better if it wasn't in the cinema because it was That's all I'll say, literally, because to some people it'll be great. For a comedy movie, I'm supposed to be laughing so hard from the beginning, not like almost 45-50 minutes into the movie. It doesn't make sense. So I mean, if I was to rate this movie though, I'm gonna give it out of 10. I'll be nice and give it a 4.
I am very late for work.
You don't have a job?
Mr. Ayodele, we've been expecting you.
Now, the movie I'm talking about currently, it's a romantic comedy kind of movie. Now, the name of this one is Silver Spoon. Now, when you hear the word or the phrase Silver Spoon, what comes to your mind? Obviously, rich kid, bougie family, wealthy kid, aristocrat family.
I quit.
If you want to quit, you wait till we get to the office, then you do so.
You will not dictate to me how and when I will quit.
If you quit now, you can kiss this month's salary goodbye.
Now, the story of this movie is about a young guy who is struggling, a first-class graduate who could not find a job, and then eventually he does find a job. He doesn't realize at the time that the employer that he meets, he thinks that maybe she's a secretary, and then he starts to get all flirty. First day of work, first impression. No way, that's just wrong. Now, he gets into work, and then, you know, he finally finds a job. He comes back late, and then before he gets home, he finds out that the person he met, who he thought was the secretary, is actually the MD of the office. She actually owns the place. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh.
You will be on a 6 months probation. You will go with me wherever I go, take minutes of my meetings, schedule my appointments, and just generally be my personal assistant.
He had his way. I mean, the ground will literally, you know, open up and swallow him up. This movie was directed by Desmond Elliott and produced by Anita Odia. Now, this movie is something I feel you should actually watch out for, because I enjoyed it from the very beginning to the last bit.
Very, very happy for you alone. Because now you know they say, Sade, oh, come and give me money, oh, I need money for food, oh, I need money for transport. God, you are great.
It was very great. It had its comic part, it had the romantic part, it had the part where you that you're watching it, you probably want to kill some of the characters. Now, the cast was actually great. Desmond Elliott, Jennifer Liogo, Yvonne Jegede, Wole Ojo, and also introducing Sophie Alakija. The good thing about this movie is that when it comes to life, which is really true, the rich families always have this certain kind of arrangement that, oh, okay, my kid, your kid, you know, they grow up together, they're going to end up marrying each other and everything. Now, you see the girl, she's all prim and proper from a wealthy home. Obviously, you expect that the boyfriend she has is supposed to be a great guy, but apparently she's suffering in silence because this is the same guy who is actually cheating on her.
Sit in your office and constitute a nuisance.
I hope he's the condom at the hotel in Abuja.
Huh?
Yes, you might say it's not new, but it's the truth, because you expect that a guy who is from a rich home is supposed to be prim and proper, well-groomed, but apparently they're the ones who actually mess up the girl's heart. You say you want a personal assistant. Personally, I think people who ask for personal assistance, I don't know about any other country, but here in Nigeria, personal assistants actually turn out to be slaves. I mean, you say, okay, first impression, you get a job, and then you're like, oh, okay, you're going to keep scheduling appointments. Wherever I go, you go this and this and that and that and that. Then you start treating the person like a slave. You turn the person to, I don't know, driver, nanny, umbrella holder, everything. I'm like, really?
Hey man, what's your business, man? What's your business? Now let me tell you something because you don't know nothing. What's the problem, man? Okay, tell me, how the shirt when I wear for body now take be your concern? How they concern you, man?
Take for example, if you look at the trailer or you look at this clip showing right here, you see the fact that they're arguing. She's like, oh, you cannot quit now. If you quit, you will not get your this month's salary, blah 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 blah. And the guy's like, okay, whatever.
I quit.
If you want to quit, you wait till we get to the office, then you do so.
I am a first-class graduate, okay? If not for this messed up country, I will not be a personal assistant to a sport brat.
What was she expecting? That the guy would beg? I mean, the guy did not like the way he was being treated. And she was shocked when he was like, fine. You can kiss the small word. He was supposed to be like, oh, please, this, that. No. Duh. He will not die. He will probably find another job somewhere else. But now the worst part is, with all that attitude, she could not drive. I mean, what? Wait, what? She couldn't even start a car. Not talk of driving the car. But she knew that she needed the guy's help. But she was still putting up a front. That's just wrong.
I quit.
If you want to quit, you wait till we get to the office, then you do so.
You will not dictate to me how and when I will quit.
If you quit now, you can kiss this month's salary goodbye.
So I mean, if you actually want to see this movie, I would recommend it to anyone to please go and see this movie, because trust me, it's a great movie. I would rate this movie an 8/10. It's actually an 8 for me. So if you haven't seen it, please go to the cinemas and actually see the movie. It is actually great. And don't forget to leave your comments below. Like my video, please. And don't forget to subscribe. This is Eve, and this is the movie review.
BattaBox.